Hi and welcome to our Sunday morning kitchen. My long-suffering wife who's behind the camera now will tell you that this is not something somewhere I frequent very often is the kitchen. I don't cook very often, more of a can't cook, won't cook type person, but this is one of the things I want to talk about. So there are three relationships we have to manage in life, which are health, relationships and money. Those are three games we have to have no choice. We have to play them at some way in our life. But underneath health, I believe there are four pillars, and the four pillars are this. So you've got exercise, well-being, mindfulness, nutrition, and sleep. So I just wanted to give you a little insight to my Sunday morning routine, which is making my CJ Super Juice. So what goes into CJ Super Juice? This is inspired by Jason Bale's Super Juice series, and I've got one of Jason's great cold press juices called the Juicemaster. Now, Jason hasn't given me or sponsored me in any way for this video. It just happens to be the juicer which I think is best. It's cold press, which means there's no heat transfer and you get maximum nutritional benefit from anything you juice. So what goes into my Super Juice? I have 100 mils of this every morning. It's my Super Juice shot. And that means I can be absolutely assured I'm getting all the nutrients I need just to give me a kickstart for the day. It hasn't got everything in it, but it makes me feel good. So there's a well-being and mindfulness aspect to it as well, because if I'm putting it into my body, it makes me feel really healthy. So here we go. Here we got about 750 grams of fresh beets. I love beetroot, I love the flavour, and they are full of loads of natural nutrients and antioxidants. I'm not a nutritionist, but get on Google, have a look, you'll find out all about all these ingredients. Next thing I've got here is between 6 and 7 large juicy apples. These are Braeburns, they're British Braeburns. I happen to like them, they're the ones I choose to use. Gents, I would highly recommend putting these in 2 large pomegranates. Read all about them on Google. They are nature's natural Viagra. But they're also really good for blood flow and circulation. So if you're into fitness and your health, these are really going to help you with things like high blood pressure and stuff like that. But again, I'm not a nutritionist, but you can Google it as well. Fresh ginger, again, get it organic if you can. Really tricky to get the stuff organic in the UK unless you spend an absolute fortune. I like it quite spicy. So the ginger does add a bit of spice to your juice, but also it's a really good natural anti-inflammatory ingredients. So there's about 150 grams there, but if you want it a bit spicier, add some more, be my guest. Now spinach, we buy the spinach in a bag. It's 200 grams in there. Get what you can. Again, we struggle to get this organically locally, but if you can, there's another shout out for our local business actually, is Kemp's Vegetable Shop. If you live in Peterborough, they're in the Yaxley, they're brilliant. You go in there, we have our Saturday morning chat with them, we buy all our fresh veg. It lasts so much longer than any of the veg we get from the supermarket. And it just seems to taste better. And a lot of it's organic as well. So there's a little shout out for those guys. So what do you have to do with this stuff? Well, yes, you've got to wash it, chop it up and then stick it in a juicer. So what we'll do is we'll fast forward this bit and I'll show you when it's all prepped. I will show you how to prep the pomegranates because they can be a bit tricky. Okay, I'll see you in a minute. Okay, as you can see now we've chopped everything and we've debagged the spinach and it looks like a lot more when you've got it all chopped up, so that's all going to go into the juicer. But I did say I would give you a top tip on doing the pomegranate. Now I'm not going to claim fame to this is a Jamie Oliver tip. Now if you don't know who Jamie Oliver is, shame on you, get on the YouTube and have a look at him. He's a top geezer. So make sure you're cutting it down the side, so not top to bottom but across the side, and you will get a lot of juice when you cut it and it just looks gorgeous. Look at that, amazing goodness. Okay, so this is where you need a really good wooden spoon, and don't be afraid to give it a good slap, so give it a really good spanking. So here we go. Now you can see they're starting to fall out. Try not to hit your fingers because it really hurts. I will say, you need a good exclusion zone to do this. So if you've got any important paperwork lying around, get it out of the way because it just splatters everywhere. Now, if you're thinking this looks like a lot of effort, it does take a bit of time, but it's so worth it. It tastes so good, in my opinion. Okay, so if you now look inside, majority of them have come out. You can just turn it inside out and you just peel out the last ones, pop them into the bowl. Ooh. Like I said, you need an exclusion zone. And try, and if you've got, you'll see there's some white pith that's gone in there with it. Just pick that out because it does make it taste bitter. So get as much of that out as you can. And that's the pomegranates. Thank you. Okay, so now we've prepped all our ingredients. We've got our pomegranate all de-seeded and spanked out of the husks. We've got all the beetroot, the ginger and the apple and spinach ready to go. So this is where the magic happens. Mise en place, as my wife would tell me, preparation is everything. You will need a big jug because this won't be enough. So these ingredients will make about 10 days worth. So I take 100 ml of this every day. And it's about, for those of you counting calories, it's about 100 calories. So not too bad, and you get about 4 portions of fruit or veg, depending on the app that you use, it'll tell you something different. So get a bit of background noise when I switch it on and we start feeding the juicer. With this particular juicer, you have to put leaves in with something else, otherwise it tends to get a bit jammed up. But you'll see how it goes on. This stuff's amazing, it's well worth it. If those of you are thinking, crikey, I'm not gonna do this every day, like I say, this is 10 days worth. I've got a 9-to-5 job as well, outside of all this stuff that I'm doing here. So that's why I like to do it in batch. Prep them all up, do 10 little shots, and I'm good for another few weeks. And if I start to run out, or next weekend, I'm going shopping at Kemp's, so I'll get some more veg. Okay, here we go. So, start feeding this in. Grab a handful of spinach and scrunch it up. Shove it at the top. You see the juice come out and it's just rich, red, looks a bit like blood. That's what you would expect, I guess. And just keep feeding it in until it's all done. And that's pretty much the juicing process, really. Spread out your spinach, feed it all in, and just watch that glorious, thick, rich, juicy loveliness, full of nutrients and healthy micronutrients and all sorts of stuff in there. Okay, so that's the juicing done. And as you can see, we've got a good load of juice this week. The apples were slightly bigger than normal, so I've probably got enough there for a good 2 weeks. I hope I've got enough pots. But you can see this stuff. Look at this when I pour it in here. It actually does look a little bit like blood. My wife keeps on telling me I'm a vampire. So this is what I do. I divide it into little pots. These are about 100 ml each. And it's really simple. I just pour it out in equal measures and then pop them in the freezer. And then most mornings I remember to take one out of the freezer when I take the one out of the fridge to drink. Other mornings I don't, and then it goes in the microwave, which is probably defeating the object. But it's a good reminder that I need to take one out if I do forget. I take this every day religiously. It makes me feel great. Just the fact of making it, I see how good it is and it tastes amazing. So get the stuff in you. It's a really healthy and easy way to get a lot of nutrients in one shot. Tastes amazing and it'll make you feel good as well. So there's the mental aspect of it. I'm not a nutritionalist, like I said, so get out there, check out the ingredients and the nutritional value yourself. You'll get some benefit from doing that also. And like I said, I'm not sponsoring Jack Wills and I'm not sponsoring Jason Vale either. I'm just using the stuff I've got in my kitchen. As always, if you want to drop me any questions or anything or any comments about any of the stuff I've talked about, please drop me a line, check out more of my other social media channels, check me out on LinkedIn, and I'll be happy to help and answer any of your questions. All right, take care. That's CJ signing off. Have a good weekend.